Oh my god, this place is such a mess. I need to call my son to make sure that he can do the chores around the house. Hello, son. Come and fix the chores around the house right now.
But I don't even live there anymore? What?
How dare you talk back to your mom? You're grounded.
You can't ground me. I am 40 years old and I have 3 children.
That you're grounded for 20 years now. Outrageous. Come back this instant and be locked in your room, young man. Outrageous. There is no respect for your elders anymore. Disgusting.
Good evening, laddies, lasses and lasses. Welcome to the click. You smell astounding today, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Did you know Mungo is back in action? Yes, indeed. Get yourself your own pile of Mungo today. It's very good to have a pile of Mungo. If you didn't guess it from the intro, today we are going to look into some r/InsaneParents, bonkers stories, family times, and all the good things in between. Enjoy. Mwah.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so good! Bad.
My transphobic dad finally wanted to talk after 3 years.
Can you tell Blorp I would like to talk to him?
Her name is Blorp, and you won't get very far with he/him pronouns or her dead name. I am only saying this because I watched her torture herself for nearly 3 years by her total disregard for her existence. I love her more than anything, and as well as Blorp are very protective of her. So I am going to stand behind what she wants 100%, and she already said she's willing to have a conversation, so tread carefully. I will not have her crying and hurt because you're side of the family again. It was sad enough that my family had to fill in your spots at our wedding.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
But thankfully for her and I, they are all fully accepting her.
But I still come first. I am dad. So you can back all that poo now, young lady. I will be me always, and I will speak as I please to however I please in the pronouns I choose.
Oh gee, look at this. It's the consequences of my actions. I should be able to act like complete poo to everyone in the world, and no one can even stop talking to me because of it. That is how a real adult thinks about the world.
Then she will refuse to talk to you. She was ready to do that the day you told her you weren't her father anymore.
Wait, that's how you left off? And now you come back all entitled like Humpty Dumpty. I can have a relationship with whoever I choose.
Jesus Christ, Dad, what the frick?
My dad had been a better father to you than you ever been, and I am 37 years old. You don't have the right to talk to me like I'm your child. I have a father who I respect. I don't need you or your BS, and neither does Blorp.
They're 37 years old, and you come finger wagging like, I will call you whoever I want, and I am owed a relationship with you.
You know that everyone here are like full-blown adults? Not only full-blown adults, they have been adults for almost 20 years.
And you're coming along like you're gonna wag a finger at a child? Come on now.
That alone is like really bad, and then just you add the transphobia and all that other entitlement stuff on top of it, and oh my god, what a yummy cake.
Shakes finger, now you listen here, young lady.
Bro, I am 37 and not a child.
They could literally have kids of their own. Oh my god, I am gonna ground you, but I have to pick up my kid from daycare. You can't ground me. What the frick? I also live in another country.
Dad, I'm gonna spend some time at Jonathan's tonight.
I am done telling you about these frickin' boots. This is the 8th time frickin' day I found them just like this. I am done telling you, now you're gonna learn the hard way. Look at those boots. Those boots are at least 3 centimeters too far out from the wall. You know what this means? This is a very serious family issue. I'm gonna grind them down and force feed the family boots for dinner. This is the right way to do it.
There are certain people in the world that go absolutely bananas the moment they have like a small amount of power, right? And they will hold it over everyone they can. And some of those people are unfortunately parents, and they seem like this is a good thing to do in your own household.
Like God, their shoes are slightly away from the wall. You think this is messy? Jesus Christ, you should see. God, no, stop.
My mom just told my brother to game over himself in the family group chat. Humanity is at a crucial decision crossroads, and we are going in the wrong direction. I have no hope or optimism for the future, and neither do many young people. All the struggle that you see is a result of that.
It is the religion they are following. It gives no hope, just anger, because they will never achieve justice. You might as well off yourself, or you're just polluting the earth with your very existence if you worship climate change and UN Agenda 2030 as your Bible.
I don't think anyone is worshipping climate change as a Bible. What are you what are you talking about? I think there are many elements to seeing the future in our generation or even the generation that comes after me, so many things are much more expensive now than it used to be for example, our parents. Along with, for example, the uncertainty of the future, there's such fast development and automation, AI, which can cause really weird waves in the job market and so on and so forth, not to mention political divides and all that kind of stuff. I also think it's very much enhanced by how much stuff is on social media and digitalized nowadays. So back in the day, the only time you would hear about bad global news is in the newspaper, which is specifically when you're sitting in the morning or maybe watching the news. Nowadays, we're exposed to it 100% of the time, and the stuff that also gets spread is stuff that is usually very negative and very clickable. Many studies have proven that this is the stuff that hits the heaviest in, for example, news titles and stuff. So there is a bias in social media and the digitalized world in which stories get pushed. And if you read everything that gets pushed to the top of this pile, you will think the world is in a worse condition than it actually is. But there are real problems, of course, and that is also very scary for the future. So it's like, be optimistic, don't be overly pessimistic, but be aware of the challenges that do face us in the near future, because they also do very much exist.
I am so upset with you. It's not even funny. If I come home today and this house does not look like a gosh darn magazine cover from your bedroom to the living room, don't even think about going to that play, and you will be paying your father back the money for those tickets, and you can give the tickets to BF, and he can take someone else to the play.
Oh my, wait, you're literally trying to hold someone's partner over their head?
Just tell your boyfriend to date someone else because you're a dirty piggy.
Oh.
I don't give a flurben how all these other kids walk out the door from their houses and their parents don't care. I care. And if you come home sick again, I will literally beat the poo out of you and break your effing nose so you have a reason to have a stuffy nose.
What the How dare you come home with a cold? I will just threaten you with some good old casual physical abuse. That'll fix it right up. Right? What an absolute garbage person. I would consider showing these text messages to at least someone, so you're able to share this situation with someone, talk to someone maybe at your school, or a mentor, or even if you have a good friend with reasonable parents, just so you don't feel so alone and isolated, because this is absolutely freaking horrible. How does this person think they are? This is disgusting.
This is like when anti-vaxxers take one step too far. Do you know this cure? They say that you can put onions in your butt, but I have found the cure. If you just slap the crap out of your nose, that will shoo the virus right out.
A father on social media really thinks like this about people with abusive families.
You owe your family nothing? Really? A family which is responsible for feeding, clothing, housing, and providing for you for a minimum of 18 years. The narcissism is strong here.
The toxic idea of owe your family no matter what is what keeps people in abusive relationships. Count yourself lucky if you have never have to deal with abusive parents.
Oh, okay. So if my kids don't owe me anything, then why should I owe them anything?
Well, you are the parent. You are the one who chose to have children and shoulder the responsibilities that come with it. You are quite literally the adult in the room. I also find this line of logic very odd. And I have seen this in both families and romantic relationships, in professional context. It's this really odd way of saying, I did you a favor X amount of time ago, so now you owe me one, which they then transform into you have to put up with me mistreating you. That is not the same way as like returning a favor. Sticking with someone who's mistreating you is not a favor. It's garbage. And it's also so weird to me because it kind of shows that this person in question is oddly aware of the fact that they are mistreating someone, but they're still trying to justify it with like, I did you a positive before, so this is a little negative and it evens out. Why would you even have to think that? Returning favors is not the same as, oh my god, if you can't help me at my best, you don't deserve me at my worst, but I'm gonna force you to stay through the worst. It's so weird. Why?
I am trying this again, hoping the children in this group can hold back their comments. I am looking for an unvaccinated tutor nanny for my 7 and 11-year-old girls. You couldn't even hold it off past the first sentence. 5-year-old boy added to the list next school year. I will pay extra for someone who can help with things around the house. We live in Black Mountain and need help for 3 or more days a week. The pay will be what you feel is fair.
Fair? I guess fair.
Food and beverage of your choice will be provided while with my kids.
She does realize people are capable of lying for money, right?
What? A lie? For money? How shameful to think of such things. Just imagine the treachery that would occur if money could purchase lies.
Oh, what a world it would be. Ah.
I wonder why she cares though. Like, even if she is an anti-vaxxer, she would still think it's good that the nanny is vaccinated so she doesn't have to vaccinate her kids, right? Unless she's one of those believing in like, oh my god, the spike protein from the jab is radiating 5G to my children. Yeah, I would say just lie. Like, how are you gonna prove it? You can just not show your vaccination proof and be like, yeah, I'm vaccinated. It's very easy to prove that something didn't happen.
Hey guys, I need advice. My son invited me to his wedding with a man. When I told him I don't want to go because I don't want to be subjected to the gay agenda, he called me homophobic. I just did not want to witness such things. Him getting married to his best friend, who is a man, I cannot.
Why must he marry his best friend? Why can't he marry someone he barely tolerates so he can be miserable like his father and me? God, the ultimate ideal relationship. People know that real marriage is forged through misery. I mean, there are so many levels of just, in this. Like, the blatant homophobia and the Stone Age ooga booga attitude is one. But then it's also like, how do you manage to make your son's wedding all about yourself and your beliefs and preferences and the gay agenda? You actually said that, unironically. That is, wow, good. Mom. Hi, Mom. Remember when Christopher jumped on my ankle the night before my 6th birthday? I am at the podiatrist. My ankle was fractured. They can see it in the x-rays. Miss Freitag mentioned her concern about my limping, and you told her I was just nursing it. My ankle was broken, Mom. I was a little child. Yes, I remember. We didn't know. Parents make mistakes all the time. Sorry your foot was fractured and we didn't realize it. You'll make mistakes too if you ever become married and have children. Like, you know, ignoring the fact when your child breaks a little bone and is limping around, you're like, it's fine, they'll probably walk it off. But you could have taken me to the doctor. I've had a bad, painful ankle for 28 years. Okay. One x-ray would have been sufficient. That's why I find it so upsetting. You did not take me to a doctor. That is so wild. Like, it's these small things that you ignore that can turn into really nasty things over time. Be responsible. It ain't that hard. I once took my kid in for a red, painful thumb. Turned out to be red paint, and who knows? It was embarrassing for me and the kid, but it was easily the right thing to do. A year later, I took the same kid in for a swollen lymph nodes. There had been other false alarms, and it would have been super easy for me to do nothing. But we went, and they had stage 3 lymphoma. I will never freak around with a kid's health complaints again. And I think that's a reasonable way of seeing it. There will be false alarms, but it's worth checking up. I mean, I have done that several times in my adult life even, when there's like something odd and I'm like, this is probably worth checking up just in case. And so far nothing of it have been serious, but it's a peace of mind, and it also ensures that when something serious happens, you actually catch it. And I would assume this logic extends to your kids as well. You know, that's part of the whole reason why you check up things, to like be preventative. God. My mom's mental breakdown over me wanting to take a walk happened back in February, but I just decided to post it now. Can I go out for a walk? I need some fresh air. Chad, if you didn't look like a thug, I would say yes. But you walking around at night here, someone would call the cops. You look terrible. Everyone has said so. Your teachers, your brother, your dad, me, and Brent. You look like frickin' shit. Do something with your life. I'm embarrassed by you. Such kind words. Telling the truth. Your dad told you look like poo. Here is Brent leaving a comment. Hey, sorry man for saying those things about you. Lol, it's fine. Oh my god. That is such an odd way of showing concern, just insulting someone really vulgarly to their face, and then also adding on top that everyone else also thinks you look like absolute poo. You're a disgrace for humanity. I mean, it sounds like you're worried about, you know, cops and that kind of stuff, but you can formulate that kind of thing being like, hey, there is corruption in these organizations. Make sure you don't look like, you know, an easy target for random searches, you know, and that kind of stuff. I think that's a reasonable conversation to have with your kid. But this, this is just throwing around insults and being a bully, and I don't think you're that concerned about them. You're just angry. For what reason? I am gay, and my mom is schizophrenic, and she started telling everyone she knew that I had HIV, even though I get tested regularly and I'm disease-free for everything. Blorp has HIV. Blorp is on the AIDS register taking the medication. God, I hope our son lives. But he's not even sick. Maybe you shouldn't go around telling people that he is sick when he's not. What? Text from my alcoholic dad. Once quality time with my boyfriend while he's in town. My boyfriend's name isn't even Randy. I don't know how to deal with this sometimes.
Do it. I really want to spend some time with Randy. Toughen up and carve 30 minutes up when he's here. I see us playing board games for money. Or go to a grassy meadow and launch arrows straight up and dodge them on the way down. I literally have everything we would need at my disposal.
What, you want to play like basically Russian roulette with bow and arrows? That's your way of bonding with like with a new family member? Alright.
Me and Uncle Paul did this all the time, and I will teach all my grandkids the skill of avoiding arrows, which might come in handy someday. What do you...
Do you think we're gonna just run out in the fields and practice medieval warfare? If war happens, we're just gonna get nuked. It's gonna be fast and painless.
The only bad part is that one of the arrows landed on the front left foot of my dog, Jigs. He wasn't great at avoiding arrows,
But because he's a dog, he doesn't understand. What are you doing?
He wasn't great at avoiding arrows. When my dad come up, I told him Jigs got caught up in some barbed wire. It was a very minor injury, but I shot my dog with an arrow.
Okay, so you want to play basically medieval Russian roulette with your sister-in-law. And you're also like weirdly admitting to basically shooting your dog when you were doing this because you're irresponsible. Why would you even have a pet around you while doing this? Even if your brain reached a point that, oh, this is a great idea to do, why would you have the dog around? What? Man, sounds like a hoot. I also just love the touch that I can't even get the name right.
I want to meet Randy.
Maybe you can actually hire an actor to just be Randy and just spend time with your dad, and you don't have to worry about it, and you can just go off and be with your real boyfriend. That might be a solution, actually. Not my dad.
Message me when Blur picks you up. Don't expect electronics tonight except for homework.
Yeah, because that makes sense. Turn off my alarm, then give me consequences when I don't get out of bed, and then leave me at home when I'm ready, and then make the consequences bigger for no reason. Understood. Blorp just got here.
Okay, thank you, love you.
Man, that is so silly. If you want to do this, at least make sure your kids have the tools to do the other things without their phone. It's like buy them an alarm clock or something like that. My god. It reminds me vividly of my step-kiddo's mom. She got annoyed one weekend when the alarm was going off on a 3-day weekend when kiddo was with us. And rather than doing the logical thing where you turn it off, she beat it with a hammer and then left the pieces in kiddo's bed as punishment. Wait a second, so they had forgotten to turn off their alarm on what I'm assuming is a day off on a Friday, instead of just like beep and going back to bed or whatever. You do this. Seems a little bit excessive. Kid still doesn't have an alarm other than their cell phone, which gets taken away regularly. And then her mother refuses to take her to school on those days as additional punishment. You get a day off staying at home now. That is good punishment. She is nuts and tells her friends how she's the best mom ever because her kids respect and fear her instead of loving her. It's always weird, right? It's always like the overbearing ones that seems to brag the most about being amazing parents. It's so odd. I think if you are a good parent, you don't brag about it, right? It's such a weird thing to do. She's gonna be shocked when kiddo turns 18 and moves out immediately to go to NC like they're planning. Yeah, and then she's gonna wonder after 15 years, why doesn't my child ever visit me where I can smash their stuff? Oh, what a mystery. Garbage bags.
Free girl and toddler girl toys, clothes, shoes. My girls didn't want to clean their room, so I grabbed and went with the trash bags. Teen girls clothes size 10 to 12 and women small 0 to 5. Women's shoes, Nikes and blah 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 blah. Barbies, Disney princess dolls, stuffed animals, clipboard, stationery supplies and all kind of stuff, you name it. Just grabbed all the junk off the floor and bagged it. They're gonna have to learn. Their loss, your gain, lol. Pick up curbside here. Don't unbag everywhere and make a mess for the other residents. 2-story triplex.
I think there are other ways of, teaching cleaning up and good habits around the house without destroying other family members' property. This is just gonna create massive trust issues. I know people that have gotten way over defensive about their property and stuff as a response because their parents pulled stuff like this. This isn't healthy. This is not healthy for anyone. Yeah, so everyone I know whose parents did this live really far away from said parents, who frequently cry about loneliness. Oh my god, it's the consequences of my actions. Yeah, my parents used to do this. They did it more than once, especially since I was the oldest of 4 and was expected to deal with everybody's mess, not just my own, because of course. I used to hate it when they would send us to church camp in the summer because we would come home and my mom would have gone through the room and thrown away so much of my stuff. I am so protective of my belongings now that it's probably not healthy. Well, that's like That's the survival response, though. If you're used to someone who's going through your stuff, throwing it away, of course you get more protective over it. This isn't how you garner healthy habits or anything like that. You're just gonna make people protective. It's the same thing when parents don't give their kids enough privacy. You just teach people to lie. It doesn't create healthy boundaries. Asked my mom not to come to my scheduled EEG hospital stay because she's demanding doctor name and number, starting to text my SO that I was being paranoid. When that didn't work, she tried to have nephews come. Didn't like it when I told them no too. This is her way of apologizing. Mom, I don't have her direct number, I'm just here for monitoring. I haven't seen my neurologist.
Whatever, just letting you know what happened last night out of the blue. Thank you very much for the name. Just so you know, the boys weren't going to stay, they were just dropping off something that might make you smile. I wasn't coming per your request. Nobody thinks you're sick, and it's not like you're the great to look at anyway.
What? You're the great to look at anyway? What did you... What?
You're still the po-head meanie Bitcoin you were when you went in. Nobody expected different. Hopefully they tortured the bish out of you, one can dream.
Jesus Christ. You just, I don't mind missing you in the hospital because you're so ugly anyway. And also you're a horrible person. I hope the doctor tortured you. Yes, indeed. Just little healthy mom-child relationships, isn't it? Oh my God. It's like when you write an email and you're like, hi there, I hope this email finds you unwell. Or I hope this email finds you before I do. It's that kind of vibe, isn't it? It's just the complete opposite of just the baseline pleasantries that everyone is used to. Dad won't stop trying to cure sister with spices. She gets colds easily and has taken many COVID-19 tests, but he makes her inhale says snort spices before making her have soup that is also mostly spices. Here, snort some cinnamon. Oh, that didn't work and probably messed up your lungs. Oh, here is some boiled water with cinnamon. Dad.
Yes, I know I warned you to wear a mask. COVID is real and has variants that are very bad.
Oh, they're actually not a conspiracy theorist, at least. They're just really weird with their cures.
So stop acting like it doesn't exist. It does, and it's a bioweapon.
It isn't COVID, though.
I will make you soup in half an hour,
which means boil cinnamon in water. I mean, they seem to care, right? And they're acknowledging the fact that there has been a pandemic and that kind of thing. So, like, their mindset is halfway there. Right? But then what they do about it is completely weird, and they're like, you know, and everything that is around nowadays isn't COVID either. You know, regular colds still exist, and I'm assuming since they had a bunch of negative tests, it's probably not COVID. And even if it is, snorting cinnamon, it's not gonna fix either COVID or the common cold. No. I, 22F, have been dealing with this for almost 4 years now. Complete entitlement of all my time and total disregard for my mental health, my feelings, and my life as a human being. I am tired of them using my sickness as an excuse to torment me. How do I manage?
Where the heck are you? We need you. You're never here. Oh, my freaking sugar level is 60. You aren't here to help me. I'm freaking done with you. I told 911 had to come to the house this morning. Daddy is sick. He can't sleep for 24 hours. I still see through low BME, but you can't even help by feeding the dog. Please get your place so I don't have to depend on you for anything. Please do me that favor. You let me alone before it's nothing. No, I'm afraid you'll have most of your...
Jesus freaking Christ. These are really weird messages to send. I mean, I hope you're able to move out at some point, because this doesn't seem healthy. Like when a parent tries to push to the point where the parent becomes the child, kind of, it's really odd. Like your child should be able to live their own life and do what they want and have time to become independent. Not to say that you shouldn't help family members when they're in trouble, right? I think it's a two-way street if the family actually functions, but this ain't it, fam. This is odd. Insane. Reply, unsubscribe. My family did that in my family's group text about our Easter plans. I was laughing so hard, man. That is such a good response. Mom.
Open your door. Don't get distracted. We just have a couple more hours tonight and then tomorrow and lots to do.
I am not getting distracted.
Try not to text. It distracts me.
But wait, you texted first though. What do you mean?
Don't reply to me. It distracts me. Just listen to my monologues.
Is that what you want? I went no contact with my narcissistic mom years ago. This was her latest post.
You're not grown until you know how to communicate, apologize, be truthful, and accept accountability without blaming someone else.
It's like vague posting on Facebook, and you know that the people doing this are always the ones that are a little bit poopy themselves, you know? I wonder what that correlation actually is between like these odd vague posts when someone is very heavily projecting versus them actually being in the wrong. Because I have experienced this a few times in my life when people do this on social media in like my vicinity, and it's almost always the person vague venting that is like really difficult to deal with, if I put it that way. So I don't know, it would be fascinating to see if there's some kind of study on it. I would love that. Mom,
Are you able to do my hair after work in the next 2 nights? Hopefully tomorrow. If it's not a problem, don't intend to bother you. Never mind, thanks.
Mom, sometimes people take more than 2 minutes to reply. Yes, I can color your hair tomorrow. They texted 35 and a 37. They were like, never mind. Oh, no, I guess not then. My dad's, who was just diagnosed with progressive dementia, birthday is this weekend. My mom is mad at me and cancelled our plans. I am really sad. I just wanted Dad to be happy for this birthday and be surrounded by people who love him.
I absolutely cannot believe how you treat me. Yes, Blorp has officially rubbed off on you. Misery definitely loves company.
Ooh, yes, because those texts don't just reek of misery and bitterness. Yummy. This is why I don't feel comfortable telling you how I feel. I just tried, and this happens.
Because you don't treat me respectfully as your mother?
I feel like I'm giving the same amount of respect as you are giving me.
Oh, okay then. Duly noted. I thought children were supposed to respect their parents, but apparently that has changed. Thanks for the update.
No, but respect and decency goes like 2 ways. You can't respect someone to be super pleasant and over the moon and do everything you ask if you treat them like poo. Like, are you really that disconnected from like humans work? No? Or maybe they're part of that category that thinks their children owes them everything because,
oh my god, I pooped you out when you were a baby, so now you owe me everything and I don't have to respect you. Blah.
I reminded my mom that tomorrow is the anniversary of our beloved family dog passing away. Can we ever just have a normal conversation without her doing this? Tomorrow is 8 years since Misa passed away, sad emoji.
She was the best dog ever.
I know. I can't wait to see her again someday.
In heaven?
Well, yeah.
I hope you're right with God.
I hate when people do this, not only with this topic in particular, but like when they twist something into like nagging you into doing something. I have seen this occur many times, and it's always so frustrating. We're talking about this. Can you not nag about the... Oh, duh. My dad posting on Getter and believing they are living through Holocaust and the Final Solution 2.0.
If you wish to know why I'm disturbed, come live in New Auschwitz on Blorp. Behind enemy lines, all you hear sounds of silence, and Kilroy is no more. A war criminal who is going to make me pay for my own family's murder. She is thought and paid for by the adult naughty people of Soros. I live in New Auschwitz on Blorp behind enemy lines in the Chinese province of Michigan. Welcome to the Final Solution 2.0. Play phase 1 has begun. They poisoned the children of Flint. She locked their elderly up like Charlie Manson and let them die alone. Now they want a hot clot shot murder the rest of the children, pay for it to our cut and gobbling gas to save our souls. Bubble, keep it light on. Oh my god.
What the heck? It's so incoherent, man. It's so incoherent. Dog got put down Saturday. Mom was a jerk about it.
Something? Why aren't you responding at all? Don't get used to me being gone. It's not like I don't exist, kiddo.
On the day Archer was getting put down, you said, Archer was my dog really. You don't have any respect at all. I don't want to talk to you because of something extremely rude you said. I don't care if you think he was your dog. He was a family dog for us.
Are you serious?
You think I would type an entire paragraph or something funny?
Oh wow, I didn't realize you thought of me as having no respect at all. Raymond, you will not talk to me that way.
They just explained to you that it was really weird of you to try to claim ownership when you were all grieving the family pet passing away, and you're making it about respect. What on earth are you on about? Like, they're just sharing their feelings, which I think are pretty reasonable feelings. It is a very odd thing to say, especially in that moment. Why? Mother didn't drop brother 12 off to my dad's custody time. Had cops search, and apparently she ran 3 hours away to my grandma's. Extended family wouldn't respond to me asking if my brother was simply okay. Mom is abusive. I left home last year, but her side of family cut me off and took her side. Do you know Blorp? I haven't heard from him and I'm worried. Please just let me know if he's alive and fine. Can you or some other member just give me a sign that Blorp is okay since I haven't heard from him 2 weeks? I know he isn't at the house. I have tried reaching out to you, Blorp, and haven't gotten any signs that he's even alive. I am worried. She basically kidnapped the 12-year-old son and ran away, and they're refusing to share any information. What are they even doing? Is it like in the middle of vacation or something? I imagine after 2 weeks, people would start asking questions and the school would start calling and stuff. It's a long time to just be gone off grid. That's really weird. It's also really nasty from the rest of the family. I would imagine at least one of them would try to act some kind of mediator and just send a text and be like, hey, don't worry, they're fine, blah, blah, blah. You know, it would just de-escalate the whole situation. This is so odd. They're all just really weird. Why are they doing this? I got dumped by my boyfriend unexpectedly last week, and now my mom is weaponizing my breakup because I didn't answer her text messages even though I was sleeping and then busy at work. Mom.
Hey, what's the website for the textbooks? I have the website, thanks for your help. Do I have COVID tests here that you did send? Because of the way you deal with me, that's why ex-boyfriend don't want you. He has family values. You see, he is never busy for 1 hour at a time where he doesn't respond to text messages. That's why you will end up alone.
Ooh, supportive mom of the year. Heck yeah.
So my monster granddaughter comes in to tell me something. I stop her and tell her she's gonna earn her keep. Go wash the taters, cut into 6 and boil for mashed potatoes. This little girl who acts 25 at any given time tells me she's just a little girl and cannot be expected to earn her keep. And as her grandma, I need to handle my crap better. Hashtag can't with kids today.
Acts 25. How old is this kid? I'm willing to bet it's like, you know, a 6-year-old child. It's like,
they're usually so mature, but when I put them to work to fix my house for me, no. So I have all the kids and grands today starting spring break. Lena is here and she absolutely hates me. Like she looks at me and screams bloody murder until anyone rescues her. I have Tan Rayla and she has to teach Lena that I'm a cool grandma and not scary.
wait, so you're trying to outsource the task? Hey, I know this person doesn't like me. Can you just tell them how cool I am? Has that ever worked in the history of anything?
Lena was sitting on the bed on my lap, but she didn't realize it, trying to reach for the dog. Raylan comes over and is cuddling with me and hugs and kisses me. Lena looks at me, then her sister, and starts screaming bloody murder. She reaches over and hits the shoves on Raylan that lays on top of me, tapping my face.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Facebook, a beautiful extension of humanity.
My son is captured by gender ideology. I said no when he insisted I call him daughter. The gender clinic told him to remove anyone negative from his life equals cult. I haven't seen it for nearly 2 years. I still say no. Hashtag let women speak. Hashtag let women speak Glasgow.
Oh, so you're trying to make it like a women's issue that your child wants an identity that you don't approve of? That's weird. I've always found it a bit odd that people jump to like, oh my god, that's a cult, tupty-dupty, when in history there are plenty of examples of things increasing in how common they are when they stop being ostracized. For example, left-handedness followed a very similar trend, where it was kind of uncommon, but then when you stopped punishing or ostracizing it, it became way more common. And I wouldn't be surprised if this trend follows a very similar pattern. It's not so odd that there's a hidden underlying statistics that become visible when something is suddenly more accepted. You know, I don't think that's particularly odd, but people like this, apparently that just goes over their head, doesn't it? Mom.
Nothing. Mail it. It meant you do not care. Go away, you're useless. Emoji! I want to leave you, but I can no longer have a nice life. Hopefully you are hacked or dead.
Hopefully you're dead? What is that kind of thing? What are you sending to your child?
What is wrong with you? You know what is wrong here.
He just said like, oh my god, how dare you not reply to my message? I hope at least you're dead, because I'd rather my child be dead than someone ignoring my text.
What?
While talking over the phone about her father's recent passing, my mom decided to send me an unsolicited picture of his corpse. My brother has since told me that's been showing it to everyone at work and joking that Santa's dead. It's crazy that he's held on to those for so long.
He has never thrown away a single piece of mail. Picture.
That's not something to send someone unsolicited. That is really weird. And people at work, I mean, people grieve in different ways, right? But this is not the way to do it. Oh God. My sister and I haven't talked to my mom in 11 years. And out of the blue, my sister receives these texts from her. The bitch.
And I can't tell you how much in the morning I'm going to call the police department and I'm going to turn you in. Leave me alone, you piece of crap. Go and live with your 2 evil aunts, and your evil grandma. This is why grandma did the pew-pew on themselves, because he couldn't handle how evil your grandmother and your 2. Don't believe me, just check in the morning. The cops will be at your door, you low life. You're evil and it's coming back to you. And you know it's just because you were jealous of me. To aunts, you were jealous of me. Remember Stacy's mom, the song All You Could Ever Tell Me, that I always had to look perfectly? Really, Jessica? You're in so much trouble. Mark never loved you but trapped you into getting preggo and then into getting preggo again. It's not not going to be good for you very much longer. God knows what you're up to, you little W word. I am so disappointed in you, and so is your ex-mother-in-law. Really, Jessica, wake up.
This sounds like some kind of manic episode. This is really sad to read. I hope you and your sister are okay, because this cannot be easy to deal with. This is all sent in the span of like 2 minutes. Oh wait, no, the last one is 18. Okay, fine. So, yay, a little bit of a gap. How nice. My dad is grounding me for the 500th time this year.
I want to know why your bedroom always smells like cigarette smoke. Are you secretly smoking in there?
No.
No, sir. Queen of the attitude, where are you? You're supposed to be work, then home. I didn't let you use my car to run the streets.
I told you I had to pick up tampons after school. I am not running the streets.
So you're saying since it's your time of the month you can have an attitude with me? No, ma'am. That's not how this works. You're the child. I am the adult. I expect you to be home within the next 15 minutes. I just checked my parent portal and we have to talk about your grades.
Alright, I am at the lights off of Ranger.
Why are you all the way down there? Why are you texting while driving? Are you with friends? Are you with a boy you have 2 C's and 3 tardies? Why are you tardy? I guess I have to drive you every single day to ensure you aren't tardy.
I am down here because I went closest to my school. I am texting at the light, but I have been using my microphone. No, I'm not with boys or friends, and my tardy are in 4th period because I have to go across the school. You driving me won't help that. Oh, so it's just poor school planning? Yeah, I remember we had a couple of those when we had to run across the entire campus and you only had like 5 minutes between lectures. Everyone came late.
Again, with the attitude. You're grounded this weekend. Don't think about going out. Don't beg your mother because it isn't happening. You will sit in your room and study. This behavior is unacceptable. I don't appreciate the disrespect. Grounded for all this week, up until Sunday. Then we'll talk Sunday if I decide to continue this punishment or not, based on your behavior. I want you in your room studying till dinner. If I come in there and you're not at your desk studying, I'm taking your cell phone. Your mother and I pay the bill and I will confiscate it. You need to get your act together. You're supposed to be a role model for your younger sister.
30 years later, why doesn't my daughter ever call or visit me?
I have to find out on Facebook that my daughter is married with kids. And he'll only find out because some second cousin thrice removed probably will post some pic and tag OP in it. Ah, so you were never going to win. What a twat he is. I'd like to slap him.
Sorry, next time I'll just free bleed all over your car seats.
Free bleed? Grounded, tampons. Believe it or not, grounded. Yeah, it's like a rigged, weird thing. It feels like the father was just seeking out a conflict to have something to try to be right about. Oh my god, you're like doing this thing, you're grounded. You do a thing to not do that thing, you're also grounded. You have an attitude, which is not really an attitude, you're grounded. Oh, you're not replying to my text, you're grounded. You are replying to my text while in the car, also grounded. Kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. No, that seems like very parenting. Well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I do hope you enjoyed being here as much as I enjoyed having you. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in the very next video. Take care. Mwah.